Nestled in the Andes at about 13,000 feet is a small town called Chinchero. Surrounded by breathtaking views and Incan ruins, this town gets its share of tourists. But no one stays for more than an hour or two before moving on. So the village continues much the same as it always has: weaving, spinning, knitting, farming potatoes, and celebrating festivals. Pangaea based its work in Peru in Chinchero because of connections we had with a man named Siriaco and his wife Wilma. They are extremely involved in their community, leading house church meetings, dispensing disaster relief, and strategizing new ways to help the needy. Siriaco is an entrepreneur at heart, and that is exactly why he was a perfect match for us. Originally, we started out with the idea of providing fair-wage jobs for single moms so they could stay home with their children and still support their family. This was a great start, and it was how we drew in such an amazing group of hardworking women. But the dream has grown a lot since then. When we sat down to talk about our guiding principles, we walked away with: we want to build community, to be sustainable, to preserve culture, and to build cross-cultural connections that enrich lives. These guiding principles are the true heart of why we started Pangaea in the first place, but they mean we have to do a lot more than provide fair-wage jobs. We need to empower these women to be a force for change in their community. Things are changing quickly in and around Chinchero. Only 40 minutes away from this peaceful valley lies Cusco, a major city and the oldest inhabited city in the Western Hemisphere. To the horror of the village inhabitants, the Peruvian government is finalizing plans to build an international airport on Chinchero's farmland. Construction is set to begin next year. Many farming families will be forced off of land that has belonged to their family for as long as can be remembered, and probably longer. The displaced farmers will be paid less than a third of what their land is worth by the government. Their options will be limited. Knitting for Pangaea gives the women in our group a sense of power and independence. They are able to cover medical bills for themselves and their children. They are able to save for college for their children and make plans for the future. They are also growing very close as a group. The sense of community between the women is based on a lifetime of friendship, but has grown stronger over their time of knitting together. We hope this sense of community will continue to grow and spread to the rest of the displaced families. In order to build cross-cultural connections that enrich people's lives, Pangaea loves to bring people to Chinchero with us to meet the women who knit in our artisan group. There is no better way to learn about another culture than to experience it firsthand. A huge variety of volunteer opportunities for all kinds of people are available with Pangaea. Maybe you can join us next year and become part of this story too. Pangaea is run like a business in many ways. We maintain high-quality standards for all of our knit products. We use the highest quality 100% pure alpaca yarn available and do our best to make beautiful things that you can enjoy for years to come. We train the ladies in our group in business skills like communication, marketing, quality control, and budgeting. To be self-sustaining is important to us. We must be selling the products that our women are making, so we have to market them successfully and make a profit to reinvest in growing the business. By selling 2 beanies, Benigna can afford to get her eyes checked because they have been red and irritated for a few months now. Knitting 1 more beanie will pay for glasses if needed. Selling 2 more beanies a week will pay for Olga's 2 daughters to continue at their current school in Cusco, while her husband is terminally ill and unable to work. Roxana has to sell 10 beanies to pay for her brother to take the college entrance exams that he has been studying for all year. Our women could tell story after story of important ways they have used money earned by knitting for Pangaea to enrich their lives and further their children's education. Every beanie, each scarf or pair of gloves has a story of courage and hope and hard work. Every sale makes a difference for a woman, a family, and perhaps an entire community. Every person that travels with us, volunteers their talents, or buys a scarf becomes part of this amazing story of cross-cultural connections and community.